Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, November 8th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Last weekend, the Norwood High School Marching Band wrapped up their competition season with a first-place finish at the New England Scholastic Band Association Championships. This is the third year in a row receiving a first-place award at the NESBA Championships. The band has competed in 6 competitions this year and was awarded first place in all 6. It was a well-deserved ending for a group that has put in months of hard work, starting all the way back in June.
We had a pre-camp this year where we did 3 days back-to-back to get some work in before we went up to Camp Tapawengo in Sweden, Maine, which is the marching band home away from home in the summer, where we can get a whole lot of work done with our magical friends and some others with the program. After that, we came home, had another 3-day stint of time, and then all of a sudden school starts, and we got into our regular Tuesday, Thursday routine rehearsals, including Saturdays in and around football games, and we can make that work with the kids in the program and the football students. Our first competition crept up on us. We were able to put out our full show, which we have not been able to do in my tenure here ever in Norwood High School. We put the full show out. It wasn't our greatest performance, but we did quite well. We took a week off to refine a whole bunch of our pieces of our show, and then we were able to go out and really start to step forward and be the leaders in our division, taking home the Color Guard Award, Marching Percussion Award, the Percussion Award, the Best Music Award, and we were really on rails out into the very end of it, where it culminated with us achieving our third in a row New England Scholastic Band Association Championship with continued awards in Best Music, Best Color Guard, and Percussion.
To have a successful team, we all know you need to have a group that is willing to work together to achieve. For Conant, he knew he had that this year.
And we know that this group just works really well together. There was not any infighting or underlying issues coming into rehearsals. When this group shows up to work, they show up to work. It can be social at times, but it's a school activity, but they want to achieve at a high level. They know what it takes to put that effort in. We have a tremendously huge senior class that's going to graduate our program. They, by example, show what the juniors, seniors, sophomores, freshmen, and the few 8th graders that we had this year, they show them what they need to do, and they help those students achieve that. And I think that's been the key to our success. We had some wonderful leadership on the podium this year from Robin Jones and Carolyn Ferris as well. Without them, we don't stop, or really move on and off the field without their leadership. So they were a huge piece of that as well.
This year they chose a show harder than I've ever done personally in my 5 years of marching, in terms of music. And then actually our color guard instructor does the drill, and he writes all the drill, and then all of the stuff comes from the staff, and they always are working even outside of their own jobs, because almost all of them are directors at other schools, and they put together this amazing show, and we add to it every week. So it's not like we learn one show over the summer and then that's all we perform. Like, they add new visuals even right before the competition starts.
I think one of the things our staff members always talk about is you can't think about being better than the people around you. You always have to be thinking about being better than the person you were yesterday. Because for us, if we won the first couple competitions and thought, oh, we're on top, we can chill out, we're good enough, then we would end our season in the bottom. But every week you have to come to rehearsal thinking, I'm going to be better than I was last rehearsal, I'm going to improve one little thing, or I'm going to focus on this one part of the show that I know can be better. And if everyone commits to that standard of excellence, then there's nothing we can't accomplish.
The marching band has had a long history of outstanding success. Conant was thankful that the students had the opportunity this year to continue to achieve at the highest level.
Yeah, I'm really grateful. I wasn't really sure what was going to happen with the Proposition 2.5 override. I think we would have had a lot of students with not a whole lot to do. So I was fortunate. It was a little nerve-wracking leading up to that vote, but I was really excited that we had an opportunity to do this. And it goes to show that, yeah, even though we had last minute notice, I mean, normally we have a lot of things planned out in April or as early as March. We didn't really pull the trigger or even buy anything until June. Normally we have it in our hands or April or May, and a lot of writing can begin. We waited. So even with that wait and a lot of last minute writing, we were still able to really make it happen. So shout out to our writers, and a shout out to the town of Norwood for allowing us to continue this great tradition that the students really, really enjoy doing and being part of.
Congrats again to the marching band on an outstanding season. Stay tuned after this break to learn how Norwood is celebrating Veterans Day and for this week's Living Local. Welcome back. Next week is one of the town's highlights for the month of November. Every year, Norwood celebrates its Veterans Day with the Veterans Day Parade and ceremonies. Norwood's own veteran agent, Ted Mulvihill, gives us the full schedule.
Hello, friends. This is Ted Mulvihill, Director of Veteran Services for the town of Norwood and our Veteran Service Officer with the Veterans Day 2019 update. So, our schedule of events starts on Veterans Day, Monday, November 11th, with a Mass at 8 o'clock in the morning at St. Catherine of Siena Church. Father Donahoe, our pastor, who is a veteran himself, United States Navy, will offer a memorial Mass and a recognition Mass for us. Following the Mass, we will muster our parade units down at the parking lot at the Balch School at 9:30 a.m. We'll line everybody up and get them all ready and looking spiffy, and the parade will step off promptly at 10 o'clock in the morning from the Balch. The route of march will be up Washington Street from the Balch School to the Town Common, which is actually called Veterans of Foreign Wars Memorial Square. 4 ceremonies and observances will be starting approximately 11:45, or when all of the units make it up from the parade. And following our observances and speeches from elected officials, we'll conclude our program with music as we always do and prayer. And then we'll proceed to the Norwood VFW post on Dean Street for lunch and collation and fellowship. So we invite you, the Department of Veteran Services of the town cordially invites you. The only thing we cannot control is the weather, so let's pray for a nice, warm, sunny day and a nice day for a parade, and hopefully we'll see everybody then.
In New York, Broadway is known for its theaters and shows. In Norwood, it's known for its pizza. Let's see what's on the menu at Broadway Pizza and Grill on this week's Living Local.
Just steps away from busy Washington Street on the corner of Broadway and East Cottage Street is Broadway Pizza and Grill, the perfect spot to grab a quick slice.
It's a pleasure to have you over. My name is John Mantis. I'm the owner of Broadway Pizza and Grill for the past 6 years. I'm a researcher by trade. And I opened this place with my brother-in-law as an investment. He was supposed to be running the place, me being a partner. Unfortunately, he couldn't stay on, so I ended up running the business myself for the past almost 6 years, with a year not being here when I tried to put a business partner in. And unfortunately, it didn't work out, but as I said, we've been back for a year now. We're located in Norwood Center, or a little bit off Norwood Center. In the heart of Norwood, the center of Norwood, people know, is I would say congested, but it has a lot of options of pizza places and other restaurants. So one of those places is us, Broadway Pizza and Grill. We're located at 75 Cottage Street East, in the corner of Broadway and Cottage Street, across from McDonald's and between the bowling alley and McDonald's.
Mantis describes the start of Broadway Pizza and how he's gotten to know the people of Norwood.
The beginning was tough. It was tough. The place where I opened the place here, it used to be different businesses for a while. Talking to the people of Norwood for the past 6 years, and I have to know a lot of them, the feedback that I'm getting is I'm the one that was able to stay here for the past 6 years, as I said, and make a business out of it, of the place where before, people would come in and, stay for a couple months or a few months, and then, the business was closed.
With a wide range menu, Broadway Pizza can accommodate almost any appetite.
Southeast, from what the customers are telling us, we have been known to have I don't want to sound condescending or a little bit arrogant, but we're known to have some of the best chicken parm in town, chicken cutlets. We make it in-house. As I said, about 90% of our dishes we make it in-house, freshly made every day, like the dough, whether it's burgers, chicken parm. From what customers telling us and what even our reviews are telling us in various online social media, like Yelp, Facebook, or Google, we had some of the best chicken parm in the area. Then I said our chicken, grilled chicken is famous in, I would say in town. People like our salads, grilled chicken salad or garden salads with chicken. But I would say even our pizzas, people seem to like our pizzas. So we have specialty pizzas, and our Broadway special is one of our famous ones, Hawaiian special. And I said, it's not one dish. I wouldn't call it one dish that's specialty. We strive to do a lot of things to our best of our ability every day. At the process, we are revamping our website, so it's down right now, but we're making a new website. But also, again, a lot of people call us. We have a phone number, 781-349-8422, which is our main phone number. People call us and place the orders for either pickup or deliveries. We deliver throughout Norwood. Try to come down to Broadway Pizza, try some of our dishes. I don't think you'll be disappointed. My staff and I always try to accommodate special needs or special requests, whether it's allergies or not. But even if we don't have a dish on the menu, we'll go out of our way to make it happen for you, because that's what we do. We try to satisfy our customers to the best of our abilities by serving some good food, succulent, delicious food. So that'll make you guys to come back again and again and experience the various dishes that we have.
While Broadway in New York is filled with stars, so is Norwoods Broadway. With glowing online reviews, Broadway is a favorite among many.
Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government. Welcome back to Norwood News. Monday night, the Townwide Facilities Committee met with 3 items on the agenda. Discuss the organizational chart, the Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, between general government and the school department for the facilities department, and the financial analysis of the department. The goal is to have the new department up and ready to run on July 1st, 2021. The Townwide Facilities Committee will meet again in the upcoming months. Also Monday night, the Planning Board met with 3 topics to cover on their agenda. The meeting began with the board introducing the newest member, Brian Hatchie. Following the introduction, the board began their discussion on the site plan approval for the McDonald's property on Broadway. Town planner Paul Halkiotis explained.
We have asked the applicant to do more than what they're proposing to do on the project. And the site has some shortcomings, and we were hoping that with a site plan review application in front of the planning board that there would be an opportunity to address some of those shortcomings. And as an example, we had talked about how the project includes saw cutting the pavement in one area of the parking lot near the building, and they're gonna pour concrete and make a handicap parking space there. At another location to the rear of the building, facing it off to the left corner, there's a catch basin there for stormwater, and over time it's collapsed down, and it needs to be jacked back up and leveled off, put at the right elevation. And they've agreed to do that, and they're gonna saw cut a square around that catch basin. They're gonna put blocks to build up the right height, and then patch around it. And in situations like that, where one, the parking lot's already old, and two, they're gonna be saw cutting it, when you do something like that, where they make the cuts, that's a place where water will sit, and when water freezes, it expands, and this is how we get potholes and how pavement can deteriorate faster when it's got some kind of a rut or a cut or a crack or something. And so we had asked the applicant, we recommended that they just, now it's time to repave the parking lot. And they flat out have refused a couple of times, and they said that it's too expensive and it's not in the budget.
The original site plan hearing was supposed to be continued to Monday's meeting, but after a formal request, the hearing will be continued at their next meeting. The board invited town attorney David DeLuca to discuss the legal concerns of this case. The second agenda item of the night was a discussion on setting a performance bond for Power Lane. And the final discussion of the night was for landscaping plans and amendments to the rules and regulations governing site plan review. The next meeting for the planning board will be on December 2nd at 7:30 p.m. The final meeting of Monday night was the school committee. The night began with Assistant Town Planner Patrick Duchesne presenting a draft of the Green Communities Program Guide. Discussion ensued where committee members were concerned about the contents of the program, citing the intent expressed in the presentation does not necessarily match what the document reads.
So I think we all agree that what's written is not what is really kind of happening. So I'd like to make a motion to, can I make a motion to request something from Patrick?
Well, I was going to actually ask if maybe
Because I've got the themes.
Yeah, because we're running out of time,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And our November 20th meeting is really, really packed with other things that I cannot move any further, and it was impossible almost to get us here tonight. We're not going to get another meeting on the calendar. So I think we should kind of come up with a timeline, like what are we as a committee looking for, and by when, so that hopefully when we reconvene on November 20th, we can be productive and efficient for all of us.
So the themes that I heard, what I would love to see like in an executive summary, like it doesn't have to be, but it sounds like we're confused about the evidence. We would like to see written evidence of the non-binding nature of it. So you guys are telling us we don't have to do that.
Yep.
An explanation of where the grant money comes from and how, because that was a point of confusion for us. We'd like to see alignment with the school committee capital improvement plan. We would like to see numbers that you are comfortable with, that you don't say are inflated. And we'd like for the list of projects to include or reflect the potential site flux with everything we've got going on with, thank you, with the middle school, and then also with the fact that we may be doing redistricting as part of the Coakley plan.
The committee also approved a budget item of purchasing cameras to be installed on all school buses. The end of the meeting included updates on the field trip policy and the school start time task force. The school committee's next meeting is November 20th at the Callahan School, starting at 7 p.m. The Board of Selectmen met Tuesday night with two applicants of the Norwood Cultural Council. Christopher Paddock and Arati Paranjpe both expressed their desire to be on the council and volunteer for the town of Norwood. The Selectmen have been meeting with residents looking to serve on boards and committees to introduce themselves and learn about the prospective volunteers. The next Board of Selectmen meeting will be Tuesday, November 12th. The Zoning Board of Appeals also met Tuesday night. Middlesex Integrated Medicine was the only hearing on the ZBA agenda with a minor plan change that needed to be submitted for the record. The ZBA will meet again on November 19th. The Finance Commission met Thursday evening with a lot to cover. Peter Fraser from Hilltop Securities presented to the Finance Commission on bond ratings and credit ratings and how each element can affect the town's finances. Later in the meeting, the committee discussed the free cash policy along with the other post-employee benefits, or OPEB policy. The meeting concluded with a briefing of the Finance Commissioners' Conference. The next Finance Commission meeting will be Thursday, November 14th. The Permanent Building Construction Committee met at Town Hall Thursday night as well. The committee was updated on continuing projects such as the Town Hall elevator and the high school roof, as well as the update on the chapel project. The next PBCC meeting will take place in the coming weeks. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch us on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
Stop by the Norwood Memorial Library and check out magazines, newspapers, DVDs, and of course, books. The library also offers a variety of services, including passport renewal, a notary, and tutoring, with multiple different meeting rooms which can be booked for your convenience. Take advantage of online digital resources and get assistance with all of your research needs. Kids can enjoy the children's room stocked with books and toys. There are also a variety of programs for children and adults. And if you can't make it into the library can come to you with home delivery. The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To learn more, go to www.norwoodlibrary.org.
Welcome back. Now we're going to toss it over to our Norwood Schools reporter to recap everything that happened this week in the Norwood Public School District.
Hi guys, I'm Rory Kerr, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. Students and staff at the Oldham School participated in the American Cancer Society's Real Kids Wear Pink campaign. Throughout the month, the school held a t-shirt fundraiser and a penny award to raise more than $1,500 for breast cancer research. Congratulations to the winning class of the penny award, Mrs. Haberlin's second grade class. Thank you to all who have donated. The Prescott School has started off November with a bang. Last week, all classes participated in collaborative projects for Bullying Awareness Week. Each class has made a poster to represent their ideas on how to stop things like cyberbullying and what it means to be a bystander. They hung up the posters around the school to show awareness for bullying and making sure that they are all being productive and welcoming members of the Prescott community. They were also excited to have Officer Jamie Mazzola, their school liaison officer, discuss Halloween safety with our first graders. He discussed safe ways to cross the street, how to dress to be visible, and how you should always have an adult check out your candy before you eat it. The first graders walked away with reflective police badges, a candy bag, and some cool pencils. The Prescott School is always happy to have our fantastic partners with the Norwood Police Department come and visit. The children at the Little Mustangs preschool have had a very busy end of October and beginning of November. Dental hygienist Miss Erica from Dr. Stone's office went to visit with the preschool the day after Halloween. Perfect timing. She showed the children how easy it is to get their teeth cleaned. She even brought her furry assistant Flossie to help teach them the most important places to brush: the outsides, insides, tops, and tongue. The children were able to explore the dental tools so they will be familiar with them when they go to their next dentist appointment. The Little Mustangs also got a special visit from Miss Sarah for an hour of interactive music. Each child was able to play a variety of instruments and participate in listen and move activities. Looks like the Norwood music program has some future musicians rising through the ranks. The PTA at the Cleveland School had raffles at the Monster Mash, and brothers Joe and Matthew Coranto won the ride to school in a police car. They really made an impression with their friends when they arrived with Officer Riley. At the Callahan School, the PTA recently sponsored a McTeacher's Night at our local McDonald's. Many families came out to participate in the event. Staff assisted families in making purchases and served items to each table. The students even encouraged staff members to take a break and join them in the play space. Special thank you to Officer Rooney, the school liaison officer, for stopping by to say hello. After-school sports for students in grades 4 and 5 is underway under the direction of Mr. Ferreira and Mrs. Buckley, and the response was extremely positive, with a record number of students signing up to play cooperative games with a focus on fitness, fun, and of course teamwork. At the Balch School, Principal Diane Ferreira covered a 5th grade gym class, and students played a cooperative game called Elf Express. The object was to get their sleighs across the gym the fastest. Students had to work together to ensure that all hoops were touching, no more than 2 elves in a hoop at once, and that all elves touched the hoop as it was passed along. 2 other games were to pick up the toys, colored beanbags that were scattered around the gym, and another to deliver the presents by collecting the toys and dropping them onto 4 hoop chimneys. Principal Ferreira had fun monitoring the class and said it was interesting to see how each team worked together. Also at the Balch, the Lost and Found has been building since September, and these items will be on a table during conferences. Please take a minute to look through the items when you are in the building. At the Coakley Middle School, Principal Dr. Frazick had a great time teaching 4 math classes on Tuesday, and she hopes the students enjoyed it as much as she did. She was reminded of the hard work being done by Norwood teachers every day, and she was exhausted at the end of the day. Well, that's it for school news. For more information about the Norwood school system, please check the website, Facebook, and watch NCM. Now let's go to Brian Dunn for the latest sports news.
Hi guys, Brian Dunn here. Welcome into the sports update for this week. I am joined by head coach of the football team, Manny Lopes. And Manny, you have just been named the American Independent Football Officials Coach of the Year, so congratulations.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
So take me through that phone call. What was it like to, considering everything that's happened this year, to get that phone call and receive this honor?
Yeah, I got an email from John Longley saying that I got it, and I went and talked to him, and then I called the guy back. He called me and left me a voicemail, and he said, "Hey, congratulations, coach, blah blah blah." And I kind of laughed. I said, 6 weeks in, it's kind of early to name a coach of the year, right? And he kind of broke it down and said a few things on how how far the program has come with the kids included and the other coaches on staff, and how they really appreciated officiating our games because we were pretty good to them, and it was kind of funny.
So you and I sat down back in the early spring when you just got hired, and the message was pretty clear then. It was recruit, recruit, recruit. Did you ever think, sitting here today, that this would have been the end result?
No, honestly, and I think I told you when we did meet, I told every kid, come down and talk to me, and a few of them did, and we've had some tough conversations, especially at the beginning, of some kids that weren't 100% bought in, and I think they realized that everything that I was doing was for the right reasons, and I think part of what those guys said that gave me this award was I'm an easy guy to talk to, and I have a point of view, and I strongly stand by my point of view, but I stand by it in the right way, and I'll obviously have a conversation with anybody, and a lot of those officials maybe had a conversation that they might not have wanted at the time, but I was open-minded about everything, and I think that's kind of what got some of the kids to realize and stick it out that we're going through some tough times at the beginning, that it's all for a good cause. So,
and in terms of coaching philosophies and strategies or what have you, what did you try to focus on this year that may have resulted in this kind of success?
So the big thing that I said it back in August is we're going to have fun out there. We're going to work, and our kids, and I'm sure anybody that's in the building has seen us out there. There's certain times where they take it a little bit too loose, and they'll pay the price for it, and we'll do some running, we'll do some certain things, and but at the end of the day, it's got to be fun for everybody, and we try to get everybody in and out of practice. We're never out there past 5 o'clock. We get a 2-hour practice. We get a lot done in that 2 hours. We have some laughs. There's a time and a place for every laugh. So if it's getting a little too loose and we have to reel them back in, we will. But at the end of the day, it's high school football. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something you remember forever.
Also last week, cross country competed in the Coach's Invite and had 5 medalists, including Dylan Hamway, Dylan O'Brien, Nick LeBlanc, Miles Kidd, and Olivia Beaudet. Congratulations to everybody. And the postseason march continues for football as they will host Attleboro in a home playoff matchup Saturday starting at 1 p.m. Catch NCM live at the coverage. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Brian. The Recreation Department is gearing up for yet another season of the Youth Floor Hockey program. This long-standing tradition is entering its 49th year, and Travis Farley is here and in gear to tell you everything you need to know to sign up.
Hi, Travis Farley with the Norwood Recreation Department to fill everybody in on our long-standing floor hockey program that starts the week after Thanksgiving. We're really excited about the program. Grades K through 1 are on Thursdays, grades 2 through 3 are on Wednesdays, grades 4 and 5 are on Mondays. Game times will vary based off of the number of teams. We hope you can join the Norwood Recreation Department at the Civic Center for this long-standing fun program. Players of all abilities are welcome, and it's only $45 to play.
The Little Mustang Preschool Academy registration for the 2020-2021 school year will be held Thursday, November 14th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and Friday, November 15th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. at the Savage Center door number 24. Also, the Norwood Historical Society is hosting a holiday event at the Day House on Sunday, November 17th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Residents are invited to have your family portraits taken by the grand fireplace in the Great Hall of the Day House. The Norwood Junior Women's Club is hosting their monthly meeting on Wednesday, November 13th at 7:30 p.m. at Conrad's. Here is more information for those interested.
The Norwood Junior Women's Club is hosting their monthly meeting, but making it a celebration of our 6-year anniversary of the club. At this meeting, we will be going over our normal monthly meeting notes and activities, but we'll also be celebrating and encouraging new members to join us to learn more about our community programs that we sponsor and how you can participate and become a member. The meeting is held at Conrad's right on Washington Street from 7:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. There will be complimentary refreshments available, and we hope you're able to join us.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.